Hello, welcome back to Mark's Garden UK. I've just bought 3 stone effect planters, and I've bought these for a very specific purpose, which I'll tell you about at the end of this video. I'll also tell you how much I've paid for these at the end of this video, and there will be a link to this product in the description box below, but I've paid for these out of my own money, so this is not a product promotion or a paid video. I've actually bought these myself. They're very well wrapped, they arrived on time, feels quite light, so let's get in there and do one of those box opening videos. I found the open end here, and I'm just going to cut in and remove all this packaging. Now what I'm expecting to find in here is a dark grey stone effect planter, and I'm being very, very careful with these scissors because I don't want to scratch it or do any damage to it. And these are haberdashery scissors. I bought these for the garden actually. They're very good for cutting horticultural fleece and weed fabric, so I bought those. I'll put the link to that below as well, but again, this video is about this planter, not scissors. Very, very sharp. So there we go. Very well wrapped. It arrived on time. It's surrounded in bubble wrap. And let's do a bit of a reveal. There we go. So there it is. There's our planter. I'll get this packaging off completely. Now if I'd taken a bit more time, I could have reused that bubble wrap. I probably still can. I'll probably save it. So there is the planter. I'll bring the camera in a little bit closer so that you can get a closer look. It's quite lightweight, so I suppose that means it's easy to move, but we will get some soil in the top of here, at which point obviously it's going to become heavier. There's a false bottom in there, which is good in a way because it means that you don't have to fill the whole planter with compost. Now if it didn't have a false bottom in it, I would fill the bottom with logs and garden waste as a kind of a hugelkultur approach, and I would just put compost in the top here. I noticed there's no drainage holes in this base here, so I am going to have to put some in using an electric drill and a drill bit. So you have to bear in mind that that's what you'll need to do. I suppose if you wanted to, you could put water plants in, I guess. So another feature I quite like about these is the fact that they don't have an over curling lip at the top of the pot. In the past when I've bought pots and they've kind of had a lip that curves over at the top, it's been difficult to remove any plants that have been planted in there. For example, if you want to divide them or repot them. This doesn't have a lip, it has a smooth edge, which I think's a good feature. It does have these ridges here, which I suppose are a planting guide, and they may also remind you to leave a gap at the top. Put your soil up to there, leave a gap at the top for watering. So I quite like that no overlipping top feature. So there we go. On the outside it does have a very realistic kind of slate stone effect. And then on the bottom, well, there is a hole there, which I suppose when I do put drainage holes into here, that will allow the drainage to leak out. Now one thing I would say about this is, because the soil is going to be in the top third here, that's going to be top heavy, so it could be at risk of blowing over. So I think I'm going to have to put these in a sheltered spot, which is good for me because where I'm using them is sheltered. And also I suppose if you put in a very tall plant in here, that would make a sail and also make it slightly more top heavy. The centre of gravity is going to be around here, so it could blow over. But what I'm using these for, and I will now tell you, is I'm going to be using these to disguise some ugly pipe work that goes along the bottom of a wall. I'm going to use these to disguise the pipe work, and I'm going to plant these miscanthus in them. And it's near a bamboo hedge, so the miscanthus will grow quite tall and will resemble bamboo. Now I'm going to contradict myself here because I'm going to say don't buy these if you're going to use a tall plant like miscanthus that might blow over, because I'm doing exactly that. But I'm putting them in a very, very sheltered position where there's no wind at the bottom of a wall, so I'm pretty sure that these will remain stable. This is Miscanthus giganticus, and I'll be doing a video about Miscanthus giganticus later today when I plant these up. It is clump forming, but this particular one, giganteus, as the name implies, gets very big. So probably not the suitable plant for this planter in an exposed area where it could blow over, because I can't see any way of getting ballast into the bottom of that planter. It would look lovely, I think, with a box plant in it, you know, Buxus sempervirens in a square hedge, and that would also give the same effect. We've bought Miscanthus because we want to match it in with a bamboo hedge. You can see that video, I'll link to it at the end of this one. There you go, some stone effect planters. I've got 3 of them. What was the price? Just under £60 each. Don't know if we think that's good value for money. I like them. If you want to buy one, there's a link in the description box below this video, and I'll put the link to planting the Miscanthus up and putting these in position just up here above this one. See you soon for some more stone effect planter adventures. Bye for now.